Well, this week we are gonna build the drawers for our platform bed.
And for that, we're gonna use these really cool plastic containers. That's gonna be a cool one. So let's get started. I'm Duca.
And I'm Roberta.
And together we are building our own tiny shipping container house.
So don't forget to subscribe
And to join us every Monday for a new episode.
There's one more thing we need to do before we start building the drawers.
That's gonna be a long week. We need to paint this whole thing. Yeah, some people say it's pretty like that, but it's pretty, but wood needs to be treated. Otherwise, it's gonna have bugs and stuff. It's not gonna last for that long. So the top part, we didn't decide what we're gonna paint with yet, but we're gonna start with the inside part. That means we need to sand and to apply primer first, and then we're gonna paint white on the inside. And the reason why we want to paint white is because it's much easier to see if there is mold, if there is dust, if there is bugs, anything. It's gonna be easier to maintain clean. So we're gonna start by just painting the whole inside. Take this out and paint the whole inside part with white. I mean with primer and then white. And from that we're gonna decide what's the top, if it's varnishing, if it's stain, or whatever we feel like. We really don't know yet. We're gonna decide as we go. And after that we're gonna finally build the drawers and the front of the drawers, but that's another story for this episode. So keep going. Let's start.
Let's get started.
Yes, we made a little bit of dust. So cleaning time now, and then we can start painting. So cleaning it is.
And that's it?
That's it. Now we just need to wait to dry till tomorrow, and then we're gonna paint the first layer of white, I guess. So see you guys tomorrow. We run some tests. So stain 1 coat, stain 2 coats, marine varnishing only 1 coat, stain plus marine varnishing. We are pretty sure we are gonna go with this one, that's stain plus marine varnishing. So basically we apply stain and we're gonna see how it looks after it's dry, and we're gonna decide if we're gonna have another coat of stain before we apply the varnishing or not. Let's wait to dry and then we'll know. Now the big moment. So basically we're going to start to build our drawers, and the way we're going to do that, imagine this. The floor, I mean the raised floor is going to be like here, Right now it's not here because it's drying, we just apply stain. The drawer is gonna be made out of this, that's gonna slide down, something like this, screw to the front.
And you're gonna have...
Yeah, let's do base steps. First step, wheels. So basically these...
We have this and this already done?
Yeah, this is gonna sit here and we're gonna use these holes and then we just made this one. And then we're good to go. We just need to use washers, otherwise the screw will go through. So we're gonna put just one to check how it goes.
And a nut.
And a nut. Then we hold the nut in place. You know.
And we keep going.
Yeah, we just keep going. It's the same thing. That's just really simple. There's nothing much we can show you for now. So we can skip this part and have all 4 of those with wheels.
Yeah.
Like this. That's gonna be really quick. Yeah, that's it. All the wheels in place. So this is gonna be here, right? Now, as this is gonna slide underneath the top, we need to build the fronts that is gonna be plywood with laminated.
Like the doors,
just
right?
like the doors, yeah. We're gonna build the doors right in front and we're gonna carve another, you know, the same thing we did last week, but for here. So now we need to measure each one, the spaces and the whole thing. Let's do it. So now it's time to carve the handle. This is just a jig that we made last week. If you didn't watch, there is a video like somewhere here. Yeah. So we explain and we show how we build this, and now we use the same one. The only thing we modify on this jig is that we put this piece of wood a little bit more off, so this is more wide, and the place to, you know, insert your fingers is wider.
That's it?
That's pretty good. I like it.
First one, that.
So that's the front of the drawer. So we're going to screw this to the plastic container, and that's how we're going to open. That's pretty. So basically now we're going to transform this into this. Yeah. We didn't shoot this first one because it's just, you know, we need to learn and then we shoot the second one and show you. So it's really straightforward, even though it's tricky to do it because it's hard to screw. But basically what we did, we screwed this fake front in front of the plastic container in the right height so it doesn't touch the floor, and we have 2.5-3 millimeters gap in each side. And on the top we have a little bit more. On the top we have 1 centimeter gap, because once we do the laminated floor we're gonna raise the floor a little bit up, and then we're gonna have like 2 millimeters. So that's the math, at least. If it doesn't work, if we need a bigger gap in the future, we just cut off a small, I don't know, 2-3 millimeters on the top of that, and it's gonna be okay. So let's do the next one then. That's it. Isn't that cool?
The bedroom is ready?
Yeah, I mean, like, it's not 100%, but it's almost ready. It's almost possible to, I mean, it is possible to come and just put a mattress and sleep here.
We just need to do some finishings that we might do. We might not
later
show you because it's just, we need to paint the edges of the doors.
Yeah, just a small finishing. Yeah, it's just because we didn't have the time to finish this. It's like a small thing that takes a long time because we need to take all the doors off. We need to apply masking tape all around and then 2 coats of stain, and just simple, not boring to watch, but takes a long time. So we're gonna do in the future. We don't have a hurry for that. But the cool thing is the doors are in place, and that's so cool. It's hard to use right now because like there is this gap in between the floor and the next floor, because in the future we're gonna have a raised floor, and that's why right now it's hard to slide, but it's already awesome. I really like that. Yeah. That is a really simple project to do, but a little bit tricky to screw on the right, you know, place.
Maybe because
position.
the containers are light, so it's
oh yeah, the plastic container.
hard
Yeah, it moves around a lot and it's hard to stabilize. But after a while, we managed to do it, and once the floor is in place, it's gonna be perfect.
Yeah.
The other thing is, we decide not to apply varnishing on this surface, on this top and the lids and on this. And the reason for that is because until we finish the house, we of course are gonna use this as a storage place for tools and for everything. And if we apply varnishing now, it's gonna scratch for sure. So the plan is to have 2 coats of stain as it is. And then in the future, before we move in, we're gonna apply the varnishing, so we move in a pretty house. For now, it's gonna stay like that.
Yeah.
Anything else?
We have new patrons this week.
Pretty cool, yeah. We have 2 new patrons this week.
Welcome on board, Mark and Julie.
Thanks so much, guys. That's really awesome. Your help means that we can take the time to edit the videos, because we have 2 jobs right now. One is to build the house, the other one is to keep the channel and to edit the videos and everything. And editing the videos takes sometimes longer than building. And if we get your support, that means that we can take the time and do that. That's so cool. That means that we can live our dream of, you know, just producing documentaries, and that's pretty cool. Yeah, that's it, right, for this week? Yeah, next week. Yeah, that's a huge question mark next week. We think we are going to start a huge project that is a surprise for you guys. It's something that we've been thinking about, and we actually, I think, talking about already. But something that's scary to start, because once we start, it might take a month just for one simple, not that simple, complicated project. But it's something that I always wanted to build. Yeah. It's gonna be really cool. So stay tuned, come back next week. If you don't know by now, most of you I guess know, this is a weekly series about us building our own time shipping container house. And we've been doing that for, I don't know, now it's week 69, I guess, like 69 weeks already. Yeah. So if you didn't watch any of the other videos, we suggest you to, there is a playlist, we can leave the playlist somewhere, and you can check all the episodes in order since day 1 when we start building the footings of the house. Yeah. That was like 2 lives ago, it seems like such a long time ago, but at one point we built the footings, and then we cut the shipping container, then we installed the windows, and we did a lot of things until we got to this point. Yeah. I mean, like, it's not a ready house yet, but feels like a lot more like a house now that we have a bedroom. See, it's just like, I don't know, feels like we can stay here already.
Let's stop talking.
Yeah, I'm talking already too much. So we see you guys next week.